Okay, I'm going to be making a German chocolate cake, and I'm using this Betty Crocker German chocolate cake mix. I'm pretty sure Betty Crocker doesn't put chamomile in it. I'm going to check real quick here. Yeah, it's Pillsbury that puts chamomile in their frosting. I don't know if they put it in their cake mix too, but I'm allergic to chamomile, so I don't want anything with chamomile in it. Okay. So we have our cake mix. I have some eggs to go with the cake mix. I'm going to be using some yogurt. This is just plain Greek yogurt. I'm using it kind of like sour cream in the cake. And then I have some oil over here too, just vegetable oil. And then for the frosting, I have to make it from scratch. So I'm going to use some jet puffed marshmallow cream, some confectionery sugar, some pecans, and some coconut. So let's get started on the cake mix. Yum, that smells good. It smells like hot cocoa. Okay, so now we need 3 eggs. Those are large eggs too. I'm gonna go ahead and get the oven preheated for 350. Actually, it says for the type of pan I'm gonna use a dark non-stick pan, so I need it for 325. So we need half a cup of vegetable oil. That's enough, I think. I don't need to open the new bottle. And then we need our yogurt. This is my homemade yogurt. Fresh made, was it yesterday? I think I made it yesterday. So I'm using about a cup and a 1/4 cup of yogurt. Let's get this mixed up here. Okay, so I have 2 of these cake pans here, and I'm going to butter them. Need a little bit of flour, and then you need to coat those pans with flour by tossing it around like that. Okay, so the oven's ready, and now all we need to do is fill our cake pans with batter. Smooth that out. Okay, now pop them in the oven for 35 minutes. You know, I just thought of something. I have this salted caramel syrup, and I think that would be good in the frosting because, you know, normally German chocolate cake has this kind of carameliness to the frosting. So I don't have any caramel, so why not use this salted caramel syrup. So this is 1.35 ounces of coffee caramel syrup. So we're going to add that to the frosting and see how that does. So now we're going to make our frosting. So let's add this caramel syrup first. I'm hoping this will add a little bit of color to the frosting too, because otherwise it's just going to be white. So we got our caramel here. Now we're going to use our Jet Puff marshmallow cream. Now, one thing you could do to give it that like caramely color is if you had a brulee torch, you could brulee it, and that would be very yummy. I'll get that marshmallow cream out of there. Yum, marshmallow cream. And now we're gonna get our coconut oil. It's very hard to get out of this jar. Now we're using coconut oil instead of butter to give it more of a coconutty flavor. And this is, let's see here, 7.25 ounces of coconut oil. So I'm going to start by creaming this all together. Okay. Now I'm going to add my powdered sugar slowly. So about a cup at a time. Okay. Well, my beater just broke, so that's all the powdered sugar I'm going to add. That was about 2 cups of powdered sugar. I could probably finish it off with my food processor, but I'm not going to. That looks like a pretty good frosting, though. I'll give it a taste in just a second here to see what it tastes like. That is delicious. So I'm going to add about a cup of pecans. And then I have 7 ounces of coconut I'm going to add. Now it doesn't really have the color of German chocolate cake frosting, but it's definitely going to have the flavor with the salted caramel syrup in there. I gotta try this frosting. It looks like it tastes delicious. That is good frosting. It's good because it has that marshmallowness in it. It's like salted caramel, marshmallow, coconut pecan frosting. Okay, so it should be done now. Gonna insert a knife. That one's done. That one's done. They're both done. So I'm gonna let those cool on the oven for a little bit, and then I'm gonna stick them in the fridge to get them cooling even faster. Okay, it's time to frost our cake. So I'm going to start out with the bigger cake, and let's see, I think I need a knife to get that out of there. So here's our frosting. And we're just gonna spread that all over the cake. Now normally if you wanted to make this perfect, you would cut off the crust of the cake, but I'm not gonna bother. I think it'll still taste great. Now I'm going to put the second layer on. I'm hoping I have enough frosting to make it work. Oh, that looks so good. Okay, I think I'm going to have enough frosting. Just barely. Okay, there's our German chocolate cake with a marshmallow salted caramel frosting. Yum! Okay, so I'm going to stick this in the fridge to keep it chilled because it does have coconut oil in the frosting and it is getting kind of warm in here. I think that was why it's kind of difficult to frost. So it's going to go into the fridge until I take it to group tomorrow.